What is going on, guys, and welcome back. So I figured I'd make just a little update video to let you guys know what is going on with me. And also I kind of want to do a little something in this video, but I'll show you. Hopefully I can knock that out really quick. I have to go out tonight, so hopefully I can do it before I go out. But I do want to show you this car right here, this Nissan Maxima. I've been choking on this car for like 2 weeks now. So the car came in, and it was the same thing that happened to them years ago. And we had, my dad looked at it and changed a wheel hub because basically this thing acts like it has a transmission problem. It doesn't want to shift, but it feels like it's holding back power. No lights were on or anything like that, but yeah, I was just having all kinds of issues. So it's actually an ABS sensor problem. So what we did when we got it was we unplugged the ABS sensor in the back, and it actually triggered all the lights on the dash, but the problem went away because it doesn't even look at the ABS and disables it if you unplug a sensor. So that sort of fixed it in the meantime. So we were like, okay, let's put a sensor in it. We got a scanner, and we found out that it was reading nothing. I have some clips of it. Not going to show it just because this car has absolutely killed me, and we've been working on it for 2 weeks now, and it's just, we just can't fix it. Put a sensor in it. Sensor didn't fix it. We swapped the hubs, and the hubs, from the right side to the left side, and it reads on the left side with the scanner. We were able to tell. So yeah, just like a huge problem. Won't read the wheel speed. We don't have the scanner. We keep borrowing it, so we got to borrow it again to make sure it's still not reading on that side. But it is this wheel right here that is killing us. So can't really get it to read. Not sure if it's another problem. It could be something with the EBCM. But yeah, this thing is a pain in my butt. And also, the mailman's truck's back because the transmission's having a problem. That thing that I rebuilt. So yeah, that thing's having a problem. Probably something that we overlooked. Probably should have put a reman unit in it. Probably shouldn't have tried to fix it. But when you do side jobs for people, that's what happens, and stuff goes wrong. So now we got to make that right, figure that situation out. Still choking on that thing. So that's why I haven't been working on the Honda or on the Data Lounge, but it is what it is, I guess. Sometimes you just get screwed over. Is it my fault? Yeah, I guess. Shouldn't really take on big side jobs. I don't think I'm going to anymore. Kind of just want to work on my own stuff. Yeah, side jobs are killing me. So just to let you guys know, that's what's been up with me. Yeah, just been choking. But anyway, I'll show you guys what I'm doing today. So Avalanche, we got changed the wheel hub on this thing because that thing almost blew out on me. I almost lost this wheel right here. So I think I may have recorded a video of that. I'm not sure. I think I did. So I'll probably post that. But anyway, we got the front end of this thing. I cleaned it all up. Showed you guys that. But these headlights, I'm going to go ahead and try and do some mods with the headlights to have them all on at the same time. But yeah, right now what I'm going to work on is these guys, because this one's actually out. These are a 2-stage bulb in there. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but 2-stage bulb, there's 2 filaments. One is the running light while you're driving, and the other one is the blinker. So what I bought is some switchbacks for it. So what those are a white light when it's doing the DRL or the parking light feature, and then once you give it the signal input, it'll switch to amber and it'll flash. So that's pretty sweet. I did that to my truck and some other. Never did it in the Honda because that one doesn't have the 2-stage bulb, but in this vehicle, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And the thing that is gonna happen is we're gonna get the Hyperflash because these bulbs don't come with a resistor in it. So what happens is, I know this is like a long intro, but what happens is your car looks for the bulbs on the circuit. So it looks for your 2 bulbs and the resistance of those 2 blinker bulbs. And when you replace it with an LED, they draw such a low amount of current that it doesn't even register, that resistance doesn't even register as a bulb on that circuit. So that circuit thinks you have a bulb out. So when you have a bulb out, it's set to Hyperflash to indicate to you that you have a turn signal out. So if you ever get that Hyperflash, you have a bulb out. But if you've ever seen somebody driving around with nice bright LEDs and they're hyperflashing like this in the front and back or whatever, they just didn't put load resistors in. So I did film putting load resistors in on the Honda, but I lost that footage and was not able to post that video for you guys. So I hope that I can make up for it, show you guys the load resistors in this thing. And yeah, I still want to put load resistors in the back of the Honda for the brake light, because when I hit the brake, it looks for the brake light resistance, and I have LEDs in all the brake lights, so it thinks that I got a brake light out, so it illuminates that light on the dash. So that's something I still have to work out. But yeah, this has been a super long intro, but I'm gonna get down to it, pop the hood on the Avalanche, and start throwing those bulbs in, show you guys what it looks like, Hyperflash, and how to fix it. All right, so other thing I did was throw my cold air intake in here from my truck, but the only issue is that the box doesn't fit this vehicle, obviously, because I have a Silverado, it's the Avalanche. The coolant tank's closer. I'm not trying to mess with it, so I just threw it on without that. So it's basically a hot air intake. I don't know if it's gonna help or hurt me, but it definitely sounds cool, so whatever, I'm leaving it. So that's the stock bulb right there. You can see, looks like garbage. And then you can see right here is our LED, super bright, looks really nice. Yeah, big difference there. Now when I throw the flashers on, it's not going to hyper flash now just because I put the hazards on, but you can see that side has like one on and blinks the other one. This one right here is nice. It's on, it's off, it's blinking nice big orange. Looks pretty good. So that's gonna look nice once it's all done. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the other one in, and then I'll show you guys what we got to do for wiring. So changing the bulb itself is pretty easy, especially if you break your housings like I did. So I don't have any clips. Snap this thing off, but if you want to not snap it, you could go in from the back here and unclip it. But yeah, I guess I just felt like snapping mine last time I took them apart. But we got our old light here. You can see all the amber coatings coming off of this. Got some crap on it too. Definitely a little warm. But yeah, so this is junk. And we'll take our LED out right here. And this guy just snaps right in here. I don't think the direction matters. At least I have never had an issue. So you just push it in. Wiggle it back and forth, sometimes that helps, but it has to snap in. I just dropped the other one inside of the housing, so get some of those amber flakes out of there from the old bulb. We'll get this guy installed. And you just want to twist this thing in place, just like that. And go ahead and fit it back in, just like that. So now we got them both changed out. And probably have to mess with this for the wiring, so we're gonna have to probe and see which wires are which here on these guys. So we'll pull this loom off and get access to these wires right here. And I'm gonna assume, okay, we got brown, black. So black's gonna be our ground. Brown, I'm assuming, is gonna be our daytime running light, and blue is gonna be our signal wire. I'm just thinking. So our resistor is going to have to go from this blue wire to the black. And I am going to probe these just to make sure that I'm correct, but I'm pretty sure that's usually how it goes. The brightly colored wire is usually going to be your turn signal wire. So I'm going to probe them, and then I'll get them stripped and get our load resistor twisted on there, and then we'll give it a quick solder and tape it up, and then we should be good to go with no hyperflash. Maybe I'll show you guys what the hyperflash looks like first so you know what I'm talking about, but I think you probably do. So you can see we're blinking super fast on all the bulbs, including this front one. Hyperflashing pretty good. So that's what hyperflash is like. It's very fast. You totally could rock it like this, but you're not supposed to. That's not how turn signals are supposed to flash. That means you got a bulb out, and in my opinion, it seems like a half-assed job to me. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get these load resistors wired in. it, guys. Easy as that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some tape. We'll test it out first, I guess. See if we turn the key on. All right. Key on. Right blinker blinking at a normal speed. Look at that. Normal speed. We'll switch over to the other one. Normal. Hyperflash. So yeah, that's one side down. We'll just tape it up and be good to go. It is raining, kind of on a time crunch here, so I'm just gonna jam out the other side and hopefully I can show you guys the finished product before I leave. Alright guys, so that's pretty much what we're looking at here. Got everything all soldered and taped, and they say to mount that load resistor to a metal surface so that it can you know, dissipate its heat, because that thing does create some heat, and then they say it'll prolong the life of it, but you know what, I've never had a problem with one burning out, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna let it dangle in there like I always do, but I also solder my connections, and I did attempt, because I was in a rush here, I attempted to use those little T-tap things that they come with, those little red T-tap things, and I'm gonna be entirely honest, it didn't even work. I used them correctly, I squeezed them. Maybe I didn't squeeze them with pliers, maybe that's the key, but I did it, clipped them and everything. I don't like it because it cuts the wire a little bit. So I just was gonna do it just because I was short on time, but it didn't even work. So that just goes to show you, don't use T-tap, especially on an external thing, because it's gonna corrode and that's definitely gonna fail. These solder connections should be good for years. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully you enjoy this final clip here. I'll send you off with everything I'll put back together and flash in a little bit. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and be working on the Honda soon, I promise. But yeah, just got to get this other stuff off my plate first, and then we'll get back to work on it.